My nose is the clearest it's been in the last 10 years since I was diagnosed. The issues with the seborrheic dermatitis pretty much completely went away. There's some lingering effects from it, but pretty much if you've watched the video from last Wednesday, you would never be able to tell. It's pretty much completely gone. And with regard to my sleep, I'm sleeping amazing, going to bed really, really fast. Not only am I going to bed fast, but I'm sleeping through the night. I'm waking up energized. I don't have to hit the snooze button at all.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and welcome back to another Sunday Q&A. Before we start, just a quick reminder that if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Also, if you have any questions, ask them down in the comment section and we'll either respond to you directly in the comment section or answer your questions during another one of our weekly Sunday Q&As. Alright, time to answer your questions.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and welcome back to another Sunday Q&A. Today I have another question related to the carnivore diet. A lot of you guys want to know how exactly my experience has been now that I'm 1 month in. So that's exactly what I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through several things. First, I'm going to discuss my weight, then I'll discuss my workouts, my health, my sleep, and my energy. Regarding my weight, when I started the carnivore diet, I was 151.8 pounds. And after my first week on the carnivore diet, when I redid my weigh-in, I was 146.8 pounds. So I had lost 5 pounds total in that first week. Now, most of that weight was water weight, and it did slowly start to come back up week after week. And another thing is, I'm not doing this to lose weight. I'm actually trying to put on weight. So the fact that I lost 5 pounds, wasn't too happy with that, but I knew that a lot of it was going to be water weight and that most of it was going to come back up. When I re-weighed myself the second week, I ended up putting on another couple pounds. And then when I re-weighed myself last Sunday, I was up to 150 on the dot. Today is Saturday, and I'm going to be uploading this tomorrow, which is going to be Sunday, so I don't know what my weight is exactly. I will be weighing myself tomorrow, though, and I will include in the description what exactly my weight was. That way you have an idea of what exactly happened over the course of 4 weeks. I will also be including pictures. I've been taking progress pictures from day one up until now, so when I take the 1 month follow-up pictures tomorrow, I will post those, and I will include those as the thumbnail to today's video. Now, in terms of my workouts have been absolutely phenomenal this last month. As I had mentioned in previous videos, the first 2 months of 2020, I was experimenting with going vegetarian on my non-workout days. So my workout days, again, are 1, 2, and 4, and my rest days are 3 and 5. So on days 3 and 5, I would go vegetarian, and I would also do intermittent fasting. So I would only eat breakfast, and then I wouldn't eat again until the following breakfast. Now, when I was doing the vegetarian diet on those 2 days throughout the course of those 2 months, I was getting really, really sore after my workouts, and also I was losing strength and losing muscle mass. All of that disappeared once I went back on carnivore. Once I went back on carnivore, my energy levels were great. My workouts were much better. I was able to lift more weight. I also wasn't getting any soreness whatsoever. And one of the things that's interesting about that is when I did go on carnivore, I started doing some strongman training again. So I was doing the Atlas stone, I was doing the log press, I was doing tire flips. So you would think that because I increased the intensity of my workouts to include strongman training, and I wasn't doing that before, that I would actually be even more sore. But the exact opposite happened. There was no soreness whatsoever after my workouts. Whereas when I was on the vegetarian diet, even when my workouts were less intense, I was still getting really, really sore. And I hadn't been that sore in years. So it was nice to be able to increase the intensity of my workouts and not be sore, and not only not be sore, but also increase my strength and increase my muscle mass. Now, with regard to my health, I have mentioned in the previous videos that in 2010, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. So I'll go into a little bit about that as well as other health issues that I have had in the past. With regards to my ulcerative colitis, haven't had any issues, no flare-ups. My GI health has been great. In terms of my bowel movements, aside from that first week when I was getting a little bit of diarrhea, everything subsided after that and everything's been normal. And again, with regard to the diarrhea, I can attribute that to the carnivore diet because I also reintroduced the fish oil, and the day that I removed the fish oil, all the diarrhea went away. So I don't know if the diarrhea in that first week was just my body getting used to the diet again, or if it was due to increasing my fish oil consumption and reintroducing that. But overall, this last month has been absolutely phenomenal, particularly the last 3 weeks. Another issue that I have had with regard to health is sinusitis. I'm not sure if many of you are aware, but a lot of people that are diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, they will also develop issues with regard to sinusitis, and that is something that I have been struggling with for the last 4 to 5 years. For the last 4 to 5 years, I've been using a steroid spray in my nostril in the morning and at night, And every time when I wake up in the morning, I would usually get really, really stuffy in my nose. And towards nighttime, I would also get really, really stuffy. And what happened when I went on carnivore was about day 4 or 5, there were a few days where I would wake up and my nose was completely clear. And not only was it clear, but I actually forgot to take the spray. And aside from the spray, I also use this product that's called Navage. It's a nasal irrigator. What it does is it shoots water up one nostril, sucks it out the other. And on top of taking the sinusitis spray, I also take that first thing in the morning and again before I go to bed at night. And the days that I forgot to take the Flonase, which is the steroid nasal spray that I take, I also forgot to take the Navage. And what I noticed was halfway through the day, I would realize that I forgot to take it and my nose was completely clear. So I've been able to decrease the dosage of the Flonase that I've been taking. And also with the Navage, I don't have to take it on a regular basis the way I was back in the past. So that's another plus that I've noticed from the carnivore diet this time around. Another thing is last year, I ended up getting some seborrheic dermatitis. And it got really bad to the point at one point where it was all over my face, my arms, my torso, and I needed to be put on a steroid cream to help get rid of the seborrheic dermatitis. Over the last few months, it's been pretty good. It hasn't really been a problem, but when I started going vegetarian in January and February, it did start coming back, especially in the upper chest area, on the upper lip area, and near the groin area. And that's another thing that as soon as I went to carnivore, within the first week, immediately, I noticed a huge difference. The seborrheic dermatitis, it didn't completely go away in that first week, but it went from being a very bright red color to being a very pale pink color within the first week. And now that it's been a month that I've been doing this, it's improved dramatically. If you've seen the video that I put out this Wednesday, I put out a 20-minute workout, and on the 20-minute workout, didn't have my shirt on, and if I didn't tell you that I had seborrheic dermatitis, you would never be able to tell from watching that video. Just everything is cleared up 100%. So that is another benefit that I have noticed this time around of doing the carnivore diet. One quick thing, going back to the sinusitis issues, another thing that was really interesting, it was actually really funny. One of the things that I do is fascial stretch therapy, and while I was performing a fascial stretch therapy treatment on one of my patients, I noticed this smell. It almost smelled like a Cinnabon, and I had smelt it several times throughout the treatment. And finally, I asked my patient if he was wearing any cologne or if he had anything on his body that had a cinnamon smell or anything like that. And he said no. And then he said, wait a minute, is it my hands? So I went to go smell his hands, and sure enough, it was his hands. And he said, yeah, that's the soap that's in your bathroom, which is really funny because I've been using that soap literally for the last year and a half, and I have absolutely no idea what it smells like. So as soon as I smelt his hand, I got that smell, and then I went to the back, washed my hands, and I ended up smelling the soap, and sure enough, I could smell it. So in the last year and a half, I didn't even know what that soap smelled like just because of my issues with the sinusitis. And now, this was about 2 weeks into the carnivore diet, I was able to actually regain that sense, and I was able to smell again. Well, not smell again, but my sense of smell has definitely been enhanced this last month, which is another added benefit to doing the carnivore diet this time around. Now, with regard to sleep, the first 2 months of 2020, my sleep was very, very bad. I was not only having trouble falling asleep, but I would constantly wake up throughout the middle of the night, and I would just wake up feeling very, very low in terms of my energy levels. I would need to hit the snooze button quite a bit. And that wasn't really an issue for me last year when I was pretty much doing paleo. All I was doing last year was meat and nuts for breakfast, meat for dinner, the occasional vegetable maybe once every couple of weeks. And then as soon as I did the 2 vegetarian days, that's when I noticed my sleep declined, and I was feeling tired. It was taking me longer to get to sleep. I would just stare at the ceiling for about an hour. And immediately when I went to carnivore, the first 3-4 days, issues continued. My sleep was still pretty poor those first 3-4 days. And then around day 4 or 5, that's when my sleep was just amazing. Every single night, I would go to bed. As soon as I hit the pillow, within 10 to 15 minutes, I would just fall asleep. And that's very, very rare for me. So that is a huge bonus this time around of me doing the carnivore diet. Another thing with regard to my sleep is, aside from me going to sleep and actually being able to fall asleep right away, I was not waking up in the middle of the night at all. Over the course of the last month, I've woken up twice in the middle of the night, and both of those times, the reason that I woke up was because I drank quite a bit of water before I went to bed, and I had to wake up to go to the washroom. It wasn't because I was waking up because my sleep was very, very poor. My sleep has been phenomenal this month. And even when I wake up, There were several days where I didn't even have to use my alarm. I would wake up an hour before my alarm even hit. And usually what I would do is if I did happen to wake up before my alarm clock, I would usually feel tired, so I would just go right back to bed. This time, though, I felt great. My energy levels were amazing, so I was going to get ready to go back to bed. And then I thought, you know what? I feel great. Let me just get up, get out of bed, get all my stuff ready, come into work early. So a few days this month, I've actually been coming into work an hour earlier than I'm supposed to, just so I could get some extra work done, like creating these videos for you guys. And that has been a huge bonus this time around for me, and it's been able to let me get a lot more work done. And speaking of my increased energy levels first thing in the morning, another thing that has been phenomenal this month has been my energy levels. Not only are my energy levels amazing first thing in the morning when I wake up, I'm not tired, I don't need to hit the snooze button, I could just pop right out of bed, I'm ready to go. But also throughout the day, my energy levels are sustained and my mental clarity is just amazing. As soon as I wake up in the morning, my energy levels are at a 10, and my energy levels are at a 10 when I get home at night. And for me, typically around afternoon time, I would usually get a little bit of a dip between 2 to 4 o'clock. Around 2 to 4, I would just feel really, really tired, especially if I was doing any work on the computer. If I was training clients or if I was treating patients, it wasn't really an issue. But if I had to do any type of work on the computer between 2 to 4, I was absolutely gassed and I felt like I needed to take a nap. The last month, that has not happened to me at all. In fact, because of this whole issue with the coronavirus and a lot of people are staying home, a lot of my clients are not coming to me this month because they are all self-isolating. So I've been spending a lot more time doing computer work and getting videos ready for you guys. And even though I'm spending more time in the computer, I have zero issues with staying awake. My energy levels are just constant throughout the day. They're always at a 10. And for me, that's amazing because even in the past, when I have had jobs that required me to sit at a computer, if I sit at a computer for more than half an hour, I just start to fall asleep. I cannot stay awake. I'm not the type of person that could sit at a desk, stare at a computer screen, and just be awake all day. For me, that type of work puts me to sleep. And this month has just been amazing. I've been able to get so much work done on the computer. And not only have I been able to get all that work done, but I haven't been getting tired doing it. And for me, that is amazing. I've never been able to do that in my life. So just to recap, overall, my weight has dropped, but it's slowly starting to come back up. Ideally, I would like to get my weight back up to around the 165 level. That's where it was back in December before I started doing the 2-day vegetarian on my non-workout days. With regard to my workouts have been amazing. My health has been amazing. The ulcerative colitis has been under control. Haven't had any issues with regards to GI distress, bowel movement issues, none of that stuff. My sinusitis has been amazing. My nose is the clearest it's been in the last 10 years since I was diagnosed. The issues with the seborrheic dermatitis pretty much completely went away. There's some lingering effects from it, but pretty much if you've watched the video from last Wednesday, you would never be able to tell. It's pretty much completely gone. And with regard to my sleep, I'm sleeping amazing, going to bed really, really fast. Not only am I going to bed fast, but I'm sleeping through the night. I'm waking up energized. I don't have to hit the snooze button at all. And also in terms of my energy levels have just been amazing. They're phenomenal. They start at a 10 when I wake up first thing in the morning, and throughout the day, they just stay at a 10. They never dip. And those are just some of the benefits that I have experienced this time around of being on the carnivore diet. But that covers it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in. And if you have any questions at all, if you have any questions about my experience with the carnivore diet, if you have any questions related to the carnivore diet, or if you have any questions at all with regard to anything, if you want tips on exercises, if you want tips on stretching, if you need help on anatomy, physiology, any of that type of stuff, ask your questions down in the comments section and I'll either respond to you directly in the comment section or answer your questions during our next Sunday Q&A. That's it for today. Take care, and I'll see you again next week.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos. And if you have any questions, ask them down in the comment section, and we'll either respond to you directly in the comment section or answer your questions during another one of our weekly Sunday Q&As. Keep fit, have fun, and we'll see you again next week.